Praise the Lord, everyone. First and foremost, giving honor to God, who's the head of my life, to my leaders, apostle, and editor. We're just going to go ahead and jump right into this video. So we're going to be talking about being a daily sacrifice. And we're just going to be jumping into Luke 9 and 23. That's one of the scriptures that we'll be coming from. We have like three more, but we're going to focus on first Luke 9 and 23. And it reads, "Then he said to them all, if anyone desires to come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me." Okay, so Jesus was telling anyone, as we read in Luke, that if you want to become like a follower of Christ or anything like that, we first have to deny ourselves, and we have to deny ourselves because our own fleshy ambitions, our own fleshy desires, our own flesh will get into the way of doing the works of the Lord. The flesh and the spirit, they war every single day, and we can't let our flesh override what we need to do for God. That's why God tells us to deny ourselves, deny our flesh, kill that flesh. So whatever he wants us to do, whatever works that he has for us to do, or whatever way that we need to be living, we have to kill our flesh in order to, meet those needs and requirements that God is requiring of us. And he as well tells us to take up our cross, meaning, whatever it is that the Lord has for you to do, whether that's living right, acting right, speaking right, thinking right, or whatever assignment that he has for you, or just in general, take up your cross, whatever, whatever it is that you have to do for the Lord, is living right, or whatever it is, taking up after your cross and following him, because the only way that we can get led right is just following God, following the examples, and following his word. And we'll be coming from Romans 12, 1 through 2. And it reads, "I beseech you, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present your bodies as a living sacrifice, wholly acceptable to God, which is your reasonable service. And do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God." The Lord already tells us that our body needs to be a living sacrifice daily unto him, meaning, we all know Galatians 5, the fruits of the flesh, whether it's cussing, drinking, smoking, or whatever it is, that doesn't please God, we have to kill that, kill that flesh daily, so we have to present our body as a living sacrifice to God, so focus on the fruits of the Spirit in Galatians 5 as well. So whether it's fornicating, adultery, God doesn't want you to do all that, and you have to look at it, we are the employees and God is the employer. So how like you go to a job and you look at the job duties that the job has, you look at the job duties that the employer wants you to do. It's this and that, same for God. He is our employer, we are just the employees. We have job duties and responsibilities as a Christian that we need to do, and that's our body being a daily sacrifice to God, just ourselves being a living sacrifice to God daily, so if he doesn't want you to fornicate or drink or go have sex to a married man, that's just saying like God doesn't want us doing those things, because it doesn't benefit us nor him. And so just being a daily sacrifice unto him, but God wants you to do is just to live right, be righteous, walk into the fruits of the Spirit, and just, follow his commands that he's given us in his word. Those are the requirements that God has for his people to do, so that's being a living sacrifice. It's just doing right, And the second verse says, "And do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." And even in our mind, God wants us to be a daily sacrifice to him as well, because our imagination and our thoughts could get us in trouble as well. That's why it says in his word in 2 Corinthians, 10 and 5, to cast down every thought and every imagination that exalts itself against the knowledge of Christ. So he wants to cast down those thoughts, cast down those imaginations that isn't of him, because if we think about it, we'll act on it. If it isn't of God. So make your mind as well a daily sacrifice to God as well. And we'll be coming from Proverbs 21 and 3, and it reads, "To do righteousness and justice is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice." So pretty much saying to do right and to be right and to do justful works and acts and whatever it is, that's more better than giving an offering or giving a sacrifice or anything like that. Just doing right and following God's words and commandments and just living righteous and holy and just being just, that is what God wants us to do on a daily basis as Christians. As well as Hebrews 13 and 16, which reads, "But do not forget to do good and to share, for with such sacrifices God is well pleased." So you know, if somebody's in need, you know, just random acts of just helpful, nice services, random acts of kindness, you know, that's being a daily sacrifice as well. You know, helping out with the church or helping out with this person or that homeless person or something like that, you know, doing kindness acts as well. You know, that's being a daily sacrifice to God. So it's pretty much just, you know, that great example Jesus has done. Whenever we read in Luke and Matthew and stuff like that and so on, those are the same things that Christ wants us to do as well, so we can be a daily sacrifice and a daily service unto him as well. So I just really hope this video blesses you and you took something from it, and pretty much saying the Lord, thank you.